The world changed at 4:23 p.m. GMT. It was a clear day. Birds flew, people walked, children laughed, then the sky opened. A shadow moved over the earth long, dark, and not from any plane. Above the clouds, something massive blocked the sunlight. Cameras across the world pointed up. News alerts flashed red. Satellites caught it first. A giant alien ship, larger than any city, had appeared in Earth's orbit. No warning, no message. Just ... there in the control room of the United Nations. Space defense. Alarms screamed. Soldiers ran to stations. Generals shouted into radios. But Earth's leaders stayed calm. They had seen signs long ago. They had prepared. The alien ship hovered in silence for 5 full minutes. No movement, no signals. It's just watching. Then it spoke. A deep, booming voice echoed across every screen, speaker, and device. It spoke in perfect English. This planet is now under control of the Targon Empire. Submit or be destroyed. People froze. Some screamed. Others laughed nervously. Was it a joke? A hoax? But it was real. The voice continued. Your leaders have 1 Earth hour to surrender. Resistance will lead to extinction. Then silence again. News spread fast. Across every country, people watched the ship. It was black, sharp-edged, and shaped like a blade. Its lights blinked slowly, like a heart waiting to beat faster. But Earth did not respond. In the Targon ship, the commander waited. He was tall, armored, and had never lost a war. His name was Sarvik, and he had conquered 52 worlds. He believed humans would beg for mercy. But instead ... nothing. No message. No surrender. He frowned. Strange, he said. Send scouts. I want answers. A small alien craft broke off from the main ship and flew down. It landed in a quiet town in northern Canada. Snow covered the streets. A few humans looked up as the scout. Ship hissed and opened. 4 Targon soldiers stepped out. Each was over 8 feet tall, armed with pulse weapons. They scanned the area. A dog barked in the distance. A little girl walked toward them. She was holding something cold and white. Ice cream, one of the Targains raised his weapon. The girl just smiled and held out the ice cream. Do you want some? She asked kindly. The soldiers looked at each other, confused. Was this a trick? The girl giggled and ran back to her parents, who waved politely. One of them was filming on their phone. Back on the ship, Commander Sarvik watched the feed. What are they doing? Growled. There. Calm, one soldier answered. They're not afraid. Later that day, another scout ship landed in Tokyo. Crowds gathered around it. Tourists took pictures. A street vendor offered the aliens fried squid. One alien kicked a vending machine. A teenager approached and asked, Can I take a selfie? The Targons had seen many things in the galaxy. Fear, panic, rebellion. But this was confusion. No one was attacking them. No one was hiding. No one cared. Commander Sarvik felt insulted. These creatures mock us, he said. They think we are weak. He looked at his advisor. Send in the warriors. The advisor blinked. The strongest. Ones for this primitive world? Sarvik's eyes burned. They don't fear us now. They will soon. He turned to the screen again. Still no message from Earth. Still silence. But far below, in a dark underground bunker beneath Antarctica, human eyes watched the aliens closely. Monitors blinked. Machines hummed. A woman in a dark coat sipped her. Tian smiled. They sent their strongest ship, she said softly. Let's see what they send next. She stood and walked to a long hallway filled with screens. On one, a satellite showed the alien warriors preparing for launch. She tapped the screen and whispered, Stake number 1, the sky above Earth. Cracked open again, this time. It wasn't a scout ship. It was something else. 10 drop pods fell from the alien mothership like burning stars. They roared through the clouds, each one glowing hot from re-entry. They weren't trying to hide. They wanted the world to watch, and the world did. Billions of people looked up, phones in hand. Live streams started. News anchors shouted over each other. But still, no fear, only curiosity. The pods smashed into the ground in Times Square, New York City. One by one, they opened with loud hisses. Steam poured out. Then they stepped forward. The Targon warriors stood over 10 feet tall. Their muscles bulged under thick black armor. Their skin was a pale green, their eyes glowing yellow. Sharp teeth, massive weapons. Scars from other planets. They were legends. Galaxy-killers Commander Sarvik watched the feed from orbit. His cold smile returned. "They will kneel now," he said. But they didn't. Humans gathered around, holding phones and snacks. Some clapped. Others booed, thinking it was a movie stunt. One teenager shouted, "Cool costumes, bro." A warrior raised his plasma spear and slammed it into the pavement. The concrete cracked. A loud shockwave echoed across the square. A car alarm went off. Still, nobody ran. A group of tourists laughed and took selfies with the warriors in the background. An old man pushed his hot dog cart around the aliens like it was any other day. The lead warrior, Gorther, growled. He pointed his weapon at a billboard and fired. The screen exploded, sparks flying. People gasped, but only for a second. Then someone shouted from the crowd, "You paying for that, buddy?" The warriors were confused. On every other planet, people screamed and begged. Here, people acted like they were watching a parade. The Targans walked down the street, stepping over cars. Humans moved aside, but slowly. They didn't fear them. They didn't even respect them. Gorther opened his communicator. "They are not reacting," he said. Commander Sarvik frowned. "Destroy something important. Show strength." The warriors marched to a nearby building, a news tower. Gorther raised his weapon and fired again. The top half of the building exploded in flames. Smoke rose into the sky. Now surely the humans would panic. But no. People pulled out their phones and started recording. One man live-streamed himself laughing. Alien giants just blew up the news station. Still stuck in traffic, though. A woman tapped her phone. Wi-Fi still working. Back in the alien ship, Sarvik clenched his fists. "Why did they not fear us?" one of his officers whispered. "They are ... strange." Down on the ground, the Targon warriors felt watched. Not by humans, but by something else. Cameras followed them everywhere. Small black drones flying silently above their heads. Streetlights blinked in patterns. Traffic lights turned red as they walked by, as if something was watching. Then, the tech started to fail. Weapons jammed. Scanners glitched. Their armor lost heat shielding. The warriors looked at each other nervously. Gorther tried to contact the ship. "Commander, we're experiencing system." The message cut off. Back in the mothership. The screen turned black, static, and then one word appeared. "Observed." Sarvik jumped to his feet. "Where did that signal come from?" Technician shouted. "From Earth, sir, but ... Not from the surface." "Then from where?" The technician gulped. "From under the surface. Midnight. Earth time." Gorther and the warriors set up camp in a broken hotel. They didn't sleep. They stood guard. But something was wrong. The city had gone silent. No traffic, no people. Even the wind had stopped. Then, at 2:13 a.m., one of the warriors screamed. The others ran to find him. Only his armor was left. No blood. No body. Just the armor folded neatly on a bench. And next to it scratched into the wall. "Still want to play?" Gorther roared. Scanned the area. Nothing. No heat, no life signs. No, the warrior vanished. Another warrior vanished that night, and then another by sunrise. Only 4 remained. They sent a final message to the ship. They are not weak. They are waiting. In a hidden command room deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, the same woman in a dark coat smiled again. She watched the footage of the alien warriors disappearing one by one. "They sent their best," she said. "Let's see how many come back." She turned to her assistant. "Prepare phase 2. A cold silence filled the command bridge of the Targon mothership. Commander Sarvik stared at the screen. Only static. The strongest warriors in the galaxy gone. No messages, no signals, just silence. Then something appeared, a short audio file. From Earth, it was recorded from one of the warriors' armor cams. At first, just heavy breathing, then running, then a scream, loud, terrified. It cut off mid-sound. After that, dash nothing. Then came a low voice, distorted by static. One by one, that's how you fall. Sarvik's eyes widened. This isn't possible. Something is hunting them. An officer spoke carefully. Shall we send reinforcements? No, Sarvik growled. I want answers, not more bodies. Another voice called from across the deck. Sir, we received a video transmission from one of the warriors. Everyone turned to the large screen. It showed Gortho, the lead warrior, standing inside a broken building. Looked tired, blood on his armor. His voice was shaky. We are being hunted. I don't know by what. It's not human. Or maybe it is. I saw shadows moving too fast. No heat signs. Our scanners are blind. I saw Derac vanish in front of me. No fight, no struggle, just gone. He paused. His face was pale. This planet, this Earth, ... It's not what we thought. Tell Sarvik. This was a mistake. The video ended. No signal after that. Back in Times Square, only 3 Targon warriors remained. They had stopped trying to search. They stayed close, weapons out, scanning every shadow. They had never felt fear before. Now it followed them like smoke. One of them, Cravel, walked toward a noise down a side street. He vanished. The others ran to where he was, but found nothing, just his helmet, and on the wall behind it, burned in strange glowing letters, "We are the dark between stars." The last 2 warriors stood back to back. One whispered, "We were told this species was weak." The other muttered, "We were told wrong." Above Earth, Commander Sarvik paced the ship. The humans had still not replied officially. No messages. No warning. They let the galaxy's strongest warriors land and disappear. Sarvet turned to his tactical officer. How can they do this? They have no known military tech. The officer showed him something on a screen. We scanned their cities. But sir, under the city's deep tunnels, massive heat signatures, something is buried, something ... big. Sarvik studied the scans. They're hiding something under their feet. Then, a message appeared across the ship's systems. It was not from space. It came directly from Earth. 2 words. Go home. It wasn't loud. It wasn't angry. It was quiet. Confident. Cold Sarve roared and smashed the console. I will not be threatened by primitives. Looked at his officers. Get me every ship in range. Call the fleet. We're taking this planet. Meanwhile, deep underground in Earth's hidden command center, rows of screens tracked every Targon move. Drones floated silently. Signals were being jammed. AI watched every square inch of Earth's surface. The woman in the black coat watched the data. There. Scared now? She said softly, but still too proud. A general beside her nodded. Fleet scans show they're preparing a full invasion. She didn't flinch. Good, she said. Let them come. She turned to another officer. Has Phase 2 begun? Yes, ma'am. Our ghost teams have started surrounding their landing zones. There's no casualties on our side. They don't even know we're there. She smiled. Perfect. Then she looked up at a large monitor showing a map of Earth. Little red dots marked the alien warriors, all blinking slowly, except one. One dot had just turned off. Another warrior. Gone. The woman leaned forward. Mark that one as confirmed. 9 out of 10 are missing or dead. A pause. Then she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. They sent their best. But this isn't a war anymore. This is a lesson. In the orbiting alien mothership, the fleet started to arrive. Massive warships, 30 in total, approached. Earth from different parts of space. Lights turned red, alarms blared, troops prepared for battle. Sarvak stood at the center of it all, armor shining, voice loud. They want war? He shouted, "We'll give them fire." But far below, Earth was not preparing tanks. No giant armies marched instead. They waited, silent, watching, smiling. The stars above Earth began to vanish, one by one. They were replaced by the black shapes of Targon warships, 30 in total. Each one bigger than a mountain, glowing with weapons ready to fire. The alien fleet had arrived. From every corner of space, the Targon Empire had sent its forces. This was no longer a warning. This was war. Commander Sarvik stood at the front of his command ship. His armor glowed red. His eyes burned with pride. In anger, they refused to kneel, he said. Now they will burn. He raised his fist. Begin planetfall. The order echoed across the fleet. Thousands of drop pods launched at once, raining down toward Earth like a meteor storm. Each carried soldiers, tanks, walkers, and machines designed to destroy cities. On Earth, sirens echoed briefly in a few cities, but most places stayed strangely calm. In Paris, people stood outside looking up. In Shanghai, phones filmed the sky as streaks of fire crossed the clouds. In Cape Town, someone shouted, "They're coming." But no one ran. Still no fear. Still no panic. The drop pods hit the ground dash hard. Boom, boom, boom. Across forests, deserts, fields, and cities, roads cracked, trees burned. Buildings shook, and yet the humans were gone. The aliens marched into empty cities. Streets were quiet, shops left open, doors unlocked, cars still running, but no people. It felt wrong. General Varkar, leading the ground assault, reported back. Commander Sarvik, we have landed, but the cities are empty. Scowled. They are hiding. Hunt them down. But the hunters were being watched all across Earth. Tiny black drones circled the skies, silent, hidden, recording everything. From beneath the ground, heat signatures tracked every alien step. They didn't know it, but Earth's defense system was fully awake. In the shadows of an abandoned New York subway, a hidden camera zoomed in on a group of Targon soldiers.
Ow.
One soldier paused. He felt something, a whisper, a breath. Then his helmet cracked in. He vanished. No scream, no sound, just gone. Another soldier turned on, saw nothing, only a wall, and written on it, "Welcome to Earth." Meanwhile, deep underground beneath Antarctica, the hidden Earth command base buzzed with quiet activity. Dozens of officers stared at screens. Hundreds of glowing red dots marked alien positions. The woman in the black coat stood at the center. They've touched down. Targets spread. Every continent. Even rural zones, the general replied. She smiled. Good. There. Everywhere. Easier to isolate. She looked up at the largest screen showing live drone feeds. One Targon tank was frozen in ice. Another team had entered a fake town and never came out. A ship landed in a field and was swallowed by the Earth itself. The human AI was activating traps across the world. No nukes, no missiles, just precision, intelligence. Patients back on the surface in Berlin. A group of Targon soldiers walked through empty streets. Suddenly, they stopped. A low hum filled the air. One turned around. Something moved in the shadows too fast to see. Then came the screams. One by one, the last soldier fired wildly, but his weapon didn't work. The lights went out. His body cam showed static. Then a single word appeared on the alien mothership's screen, observed. Commander Sarvik slammed his fist on the control panel. This is not possible. We outnumber them. We outgun them. But deep down, he knew the truth. They were fighting an enemy. They didn't understand. An enemy that did not fight like them. Earth didn't send armies. Earth sent silence, and silence was killing them. Night fell on Earth. The skies turned black again. Fires burned across fields, but no human bodies were ever found. No resistance. Yet the aliens kept dying, one by one. In quiet, in darkness, something was stalking them. Targon generals tried to regroup. They set up bases, built walls, sent out patrols, but nothing helped. the aliens weren't fighting a war. They were walking into a trap in the hidden command center. The human woman stood in front of the global map. Her voice was calm. Begin silent purge. No survivors. No mercy. An officer asked, "What should we do with captured tech?" She answered without blinking, "We've already hacked their systems. Let them think they still control it." Message to the Targon leader? She smiled slightly. Not yet. Let them feel small first. In space, the alien fleet started, receiving strange signals, not from humans but from their own fallen soldiers. Static. Whispers. Fear. And then one clear voice came through. All alien comes. Using their own language, "You should not have come here." The air was cold in the alien command center. Commander Sarvik stood still, staring at the screen in front of him. His best soldiers were gone. His landing teams were scattered. Every major Earth city was quiet. Too quiet, he watched the last. Transmission again, static, darkness, then a whisper in his own language. "You should not have come here." The voice wasn't loud, but it sent a chill through every alien on the ship. Sarvet turned to his officers. "This is no longer a war. It's a hunt, and we are the prey." On the surface of Earth, strange things were happening to the alien soldiers. In the ruins of Tokyo, one squad moved through broken buildings. Their footsteps echoed. The wind didn't blow. No birds, no animals, just silence. Then the lights on their weapons flickered. Their scanners blinked. Their suits stopped working one by one. "System error," one soldier muttered. Another turned and whispered, "We're being watched." They opened fire into the dark. Nothing was there. But when they looked back, one soldier was missing. No scream, no sound, just gone. They found his helmet later placed carefully on a park bench. Inside it was a human note. "This isn't your world." In London, a Targon tank unit moved through the city. Their heat scanners suddenly detected movement. Hundreds of heat signatures all around them. The tank commander shouted, "Targets ahead." The soldiers readied their weapons, but when they turned the corner, no one was there. Just statues, stone statues of humans, standing tall, silent, watching. Then the tank screens glitched again. The heat signatures were now inside their own vehicles. One by one, the tanks exploded without warning. Back. On the alien mothership, Sarvik called for a full retreat from the surface. "Get them out, regroup in orbit." But only 1 in 10 units responded. The rest, gone. Their signals stopped. No trace, no smoke. No explosions, just ... erased. Sarvik had seen battle before. He'd lost soldiers before. But this was different. This wasn't war. This was a message deep beneath Earth. The hidden command center was calm. The woman in the black coat sipped her tea. The screens around her showed the alien soldiers panicking, shouting into radios that no longer worked, firing at shadows, running in circles. "Ghosts of Earth," she whispered. "That's what we've become to them." A general stood beside her. "Phase 3. She nodded. "Let's give them something to remember." All across the world, old satellites powered up, human tech. From the past decades old began to hum. Long-range pulses filled the sky. The alien fleet in orbit began to glitch. Lights blinked. Shields dropped. Navigation went blind. Then human signals played through every alien speaker. An old Earth war song. Drums, horns, human voices, calm but powerful. Over that, a voice. "You thought we were weak. You thought we were primitive. You were wrong." Orbit. Panic spread fast. One alien ship lost gravity. Another lost its engines. Several ships collided in the dark. No human ships attacked. No missiles were fired. Just silence and chaos. On the ground, the last Targon forces tried to escape. But the skies were locked. Their shuttles exploded the moment they took off. Others, turned around by themselves, hacked midair. Some aliens began to surrender, dropping their weapons and holding their hands up to the empty streets. But there was no one to take their surrender, just quiet and shadows. Sarvik watched from orbit, helpless. His army had landed strong. His warriors were legends. Now they were ghosts. He slammed his fists on the command table. Send everything we have. Destroy the surface. But before they could fire, every screen on the mothership turned black. A human face appeared. Calm. Unarmed. Smiling slightly. The same woman who had been watching all along. She spoke one sentence. Leave. Or vanish. And then the screen cut. For the first time in his life, Commander Sarvik felt fear. True fear. Not because of what humans had done, but because of what they hadn't done yet. They didn't use bombs. They didn't shout. They didn't beg. They just watched. Waited. Then acted with precision. Hours later, the alien fleet turned and left Earth's orbit. No speech. No pride. They didn't even try to fire back. They just ran, and Earth watched them go quiet, still unshaken in the shadows. Of Earth, the human command center went dark. Systems powered down. Screens faded. The woman in the black coat walked down the hall, whispered to herself, "They'll tell stories about this, but no one will believe them." The Targon fleet drifted in space, silent and broken. Some ships sparked and spun. Unable to fix themselves, others floated without power, their systems jammed. No communication, no escape. No pride left. Inside the flagship, Commander Sarvik sat alone. His officers had fallen quiet. The war was over, but Earth hadn't finished yet. Then it happened, Strange signal lit up on the Targon radar, a single small, fast unknown. It's coming from Earth. An officer whispered. Before Sarvik could speak, they moved straight. Through one of their ships, the ship exploded. Then came more dots. Dozens. Hundreds. Human. Ships. But they didn't look like normal ships. They were sharp, dark, and silent, built for speed and stealth. They had no logos, no colors, no warning lights. They looked like shadows with engines. They didn't speak. They didn't broadcast demands. They just attacked. Quiet, precise, perfect. Inside. One Targon battleship, alarms blared. A guard turned a corner and stopped. A human soldier stood there. Alone, no armor. Just a black suit. The guard raised his weapon, but the human moved first too fast. The alien hit the floor, unconscious. The human vanished into the halls. One by one, more humans appeared inside the Targon ships. No one saw them coming. They moved. Like ghosts. Using alien halls as if they had trained there for years, they shut off engines, disabled weapons, locked doors from the inside. Commander Sarvik watched helplessly. "How did they get aboard?" he shouted. A weak officer replied, We don't know. They didn't come through the airlocks. They just appeared." Another screen showed live footage. Human teams moving through the ship, cutting through walls using EMP darts, speaking no words. Sarvik stared in horror. "They were never primitive," he whispered. "They were waiting." Meanwhile, in Earth's hidden command center, everything was calm. The woman in the black coat stood beside a large screen showing the Targon fleet. One by one, ships turned red, marked as captured or destroyed. "All teams are in," the general said. "Any losses?" she asked. "None. 0 casualties." She nodded. "Send the message." Short signal was transmitted to the Targon flagship. It was only 2 words. Our turn. Back in space, human ships formed a silent wall around the last Targon vessels. Their weapons charged, but didn't fire. Instead, a human voice echoed across all alien radios. "Calm, sharp. Your empire ends today. Surrender and survive. No threats, no shouting, just a clear promise." Sarvik dropped to his knees. "We surrender," he said. "Please stop." Hours later, the Targon survivors were pushed into escape pods and sent back toward the far edge of space. Not a single human followed them. Earth didn't want revenge. They wanted respect. They didn't conquer. They sent a message. Inside one of the human ships, elite soldiers removed their helmets. They looked normal. No glowing eyes. No implants. Just humans. But their eyes held something the aliens never expected: patience. precision, and cold silence in the command center. The woman looked at the empty skies on her screen. The alien fleet was gone. The Earth was safe. She spoke to her team. This changes everything. Now they know what we are. Far away, on a secret moon base, new human ships were being built. Quietly, quickly, Earth wasn't hiding anymore. They had watched the galaxy for years. They knew every alien empire, every shipped every weakness. Now it was time for retaliation. Not for revenge, not for blood, but to make sure the galaxy never forgot. Earth was quiet, not because it was weak, but because it was dangerous. The galaxy was quiet. The Targon Empire, once feared by all, was gone, defeated, shattered, and not by a superpower. Not by a federation, by one planet Earth. But the galaxy still didn't understand how. How did humans win so fast?
How did they
strike with such precision? Where was Earth hiding its real strength? The truth was about to be revealed. In deep space, on the dark side of a dead planet, a massive structure floated quietly. It was not listed on any star map. No signal. No lights. Inside, hundreds of warships waited. Ready, silent. No alien had ever seen this place. This was Fort Horizon, Earth's hidden military station. And it was only the beginning. On the surface of a secret Earth-Moon colony.
young?
Humans trained in silence. They wore no ranks, no bright colors, just black suits. They were fast, strong, focused. They didn't laugh. They trained with AI. They learned alien languages. They studied every known empire, every weakness. They had one purpose: to protect Earth from the galaxy, back on Earth. The woman in the black coat stood on a balcony overlooking a long tunnel. Down below, a line of soldiers marched with perfect timing. No fear. No noise. The general beside her watched silently. "How long have they been training?" he asked. She replied, "Most were born here. They've never seen the surface, never touched real soil. They're not like us. They are the result of every lesson we learned from war." He looked at her. "Why reveal them now?" she answered without emotion. "Because Earth is awake now, and the galaxy is watching." In a secret chamber, high-ranking humans from across the globe met. Some were soldiers, some scientists, some leaders who no one knew existed. They watched a hologram of the galaxy. Earth's symbol began to spread across star systems once controlled by aliens. But not through war, through silence. Trade signals stopped. Spy satellites appeared. Alien leaders vanished without a trace. The galaxy was being reshaped, without a single shot fired. One of the council members spoke. "Other species will come. They'll want answers." The woman in the coat nodded. "And we show them something they can never unsee." She walked toward a locked door and placed her hand on a scanner. It opened slowly. Inside was a single, his figure standing perfectly still, a young man. Maybe 25. No emotion. Eyes closed. The general whispered, "He's one of them?" She nodded. "Unit 0179. Born in zero gravity. Genetically enhanced. Never felt fear. He can take down a squad of Targans in under 40 seconds. The general stared. "How many like him?" She looked straight ahead. Thousands. Meanwhile, on the edge of known space, alien probes picked up a new signal, a transmission sent from Earth. It was a simple message, broadcast in over 200 alien languages. "Do not come near Earth. Do not test our silence. We're not." "What'd you think?" Some alien species listened. Some didn't. A small group of pirates ignored the warning. They thought Earth was bluffing. They sent 3 ships toward the blue planet. Only one message came. Back a video of the pirates screaming, then silence. No bodies were found. Only a single human voice at the end of the recording. "This is your last warning." The real Earth army had not attacked yet, but it was ready. And now, the galaxy knew. In Fort Horizon, commanders stood at the edge of a command platform. The stars stretched out in front of them below. Hundreds of ships waited for the signal. The Young warriors stood inside the ships. Focused, silent. No music, no banners. Just discipline, just purpose. The woman in the black coat entered the room. Begin soft expansion. Let the galaxy feel our breath. From that moment, Earth was no longer a forgotten planet. It became a legend. A quiet, cated, invisible force that could appear anywhere at any time. Not to conquer, but to remind the galaxy of one truth: you don't wake sleeping giants. The stars above Earth were peaceful now. No enemy ships, no threats, just silence. But that silence was no longer seen as weakness. Now, it was a warning far across the galaxy in a distant council chamber. Alien leaders gathered in fear. Species that once ruled planets sat nervously at long tables. Screens around them showed reports. Ships destroyed. Empires collapsed. Systems silent, and always the same name behind it all: Earth. One old alien whispered, "How did we not see this coming?" Another replied, "Because we thought they were like us." They watched the last video sent by the Targon Empire. It showed Earth's sky filled with stars. Then the sky opened. Ships appeared, black, sharp, perfect. No sound, only one human voice. "You should have left us alone." Back on Earth, deep in the hidden command base, the woman in the black coat stood alone. Behind her, a long hallway showed the history of the invasion. Pictures, names, data, silence. She walked slowly past it all. She paused at one photo it showed. A young girl with a toy spaceship, smiling, innocent. Human, the label below read, "Day before first contact." She stared for a long moment, then turned and spoke. "We never wanted this. We were happy just being left alone." Flashback. 23 years earlier, Earth received its first alien signal. It was not friendly. It was a message from the Targon Empire. "We have seen your planet. You are small. You will submit." At first, Earth tried to talk. Humans sent peaceful messages. They asked for peace, for understanding. But the Targons didn't listen. They sent warships. They sent threats, they thought. Earth would beg, they thought. Wrong, that's when the humans made a choice. Hide, watch, prepare. They built in silence, trained in shadows, waited. For the perfect moment, back in the present, a group of new human cadets stood at attention in a large, underground hall. They were young, focused, .com. A voice echoed from the speakers above. "You were not chosen to conquer. You were chosen to protect. The galaxy has seen what happens when you wake the sleeping giant." In orbit, Fort Horizon now held ships larger than anything Earth had ever shown before. But they didn't fly into battle. They stayed ready. Because Earth didn't want war. Earth wanted peace through fear. On a far-off alien planet, a child asked, "His father, is Earth real?" The father paused. He looked at the stars, then whispered, "Yes, and you should never go near it." The child frowned. Why? The father looked down at him. Because they don't bark. They don't roar. They don't shout. They just watch. And when they move, it's already too late. Final message broadcast to the galaxy from Earth. Short, simple, permanent. We gave peace first. You answered with war. We gave silence. You answered with fire. Now we are the fire. Tell your children. Tell your leaders. Don't come back. Last scene, the woman in the black coat walks out of the command base and stands on a quiet cliff. Looking up at the stars, the wind moves her coat gently. She closes her eyes and speaks softly. We were never the monsters. We just became what the monsters feared. Then she turns and walks away, disappearing into the shadows.